Hello guys, and welcome to another video with me, Razor. Now guys, what I wanted to just say first of all is I hope you enjoyed that intro because it was really awesome to film. Really, the proc rate of the Shadow Creations is amazing. However, what I wanted to do in this video is to show you guys a little bit of a guide to PvP add-ons. Now, a lot of you guys actually have fed back to me that you want to know what it is that I use in my videos. You know what's going on in my interface right now. I'm not gonna be very long in this video, guys. I want to keep it short, but I want to give you a list of what I use as add-ons mainly, and also highlight the ones that are most important. Now, as you can see, this is my interface, and my interface is, to some people, maybe quite cluttered. Maybe is the word, but I think I enjoy using this interface because I have been very used to it. And it really does help me when I'm playing. The reason why I say that, guys, is because I think I put a lot of focus into what I'm doing in the game. So it's about, I don't know if you can see my mouse, hopefully you can, but it's this round circle here. It's a sphere of about maybe 6 or 7 inches here in the middle. This is usually what I focus on because my enemy is in the distance, somewhere in the distance, or if they're melee, they're up close and next to me. And then there's my character. And then usually I get my CC or whatever it is that's happening to me. It's right in the middle of the screen, and everything else around it is my peripheral vision. Now, if you guys don't know what peripheral vision is, it means that it's the one thing you can see, or you can slightly see, that's just out of sight while you're focusing on something in the middle. So for example, so I'm focusing on my enemy training dummy in the distance there. My peripheral vision to that can see, for example, this lampshade here just about, and I can also see the window just there. I can see a little bit of here, and I can also see my character whilst I'm focusing on my enemy. Now, when you're looking at your character, your peripheral vision is anything around here. You know, that's why I focus a lot on what I do in my interface around the circle of my character, so that my peripheral vision can pick up on things like add-ons. Sorry, not add-ons, some cooldowns. Like for example, here I've got my trinket, I've got my fear ward, I've got my vampiric embrace, and a few other things that I find useful. Now, all of these, as I said, is my peripheral vision. The reason why I've left this space empty is because this space I usually use where this mage is casting at the moment, for example, party interfaces, or for the raid interfaces, or battleground interfaces, if you want to call it. And I want to leave this space empty, and I put usually my recount here somewhere. I also put my battleground add-on, which I don't have it at the moment because I was having trouble with it, so I wanted to remove it and reinstall it. However, that's what I do usually with my interface. You know, I find it very easy to kind of, when I'm casting, to see what I want, you know, right here in the middle. And for example, here you can see my combo bar, which is what this add-on is called. It's called a combo bar because it was originally made for rogues, and it keeps track of all my orbs. So if I've got 3 orbs, it keeps track of that, and it's really in my peripheral vision as opposed to being up here on my character frame. It's here within my peripheral vision, so I can tell when I've got orbs, and I can, you know, make vital use of them. Now, as you can see, I have a lot of different add-ons. For example, this, which shows you what cooldowns are actually available to me at that moment in time. For example, my trinket, which is Volatile Talisman of the Shadow Pan Assault. Now, I don't use this really for PvP that much anymore, but I used to. Now, when this procs, I will have a, you know, a signal that it has and how long it's going to last for over here somewhere, because you know, going all the way up to the top where all your buffs are can, you know, it's useful, but I think it's a little bit out of your peripheral vision, so that's why I've put it here within the circle. Now the next thing I wanted to do, guys, is just go into, I've already gone into one add-on, which is my combo bar, but I wanted to go into a more detailed version of what I have. As I said, battleground target is not on there at the moment because I was having trouble with it. But I'm going to go into 3 main ones. I'm not going to keep it, you know, make it too long, but I want to go into 3 main ones, starting with Tidy Plates. Now, guys, Tidy Plates does a lot of things. First of all, it turns your nameplates into a slim, sleek version of what it is usually with World of Warcraft, and it's quite bulky, and it has the, you know, the dragon elite thing there. Sometimes if they're elite, and it's just annoying. This is a lot more compact, and it's a lot easier to see. But what is good about this is that tidy plates can track your add-ons on the top. I mean, your abilities on the target on top. Now, as you can see there, I have my Shadow Word Pain and my Vampiric Touch, and they're ticking away. And I can straight away tell that that target, whether I'm casting on there or I'm casting on there, they have the different, depending on which one I'm targeting, obviously it becomes more faded. But I can tell both of them, for example, have my Shadow Word Pain. And I can do this on several targets, as I demonstrated in my intro. And it does very, very good things for you if you're doing that, especially for PvEers. Now, that is what the tidy plate does, and you can set it to do that, and it's really, really quite nice to keep track of all your dots and anything else that you want to keep track of that's happening on your target. Now, back to the interface for your add-ons. The next thing that tidy plate works with is Icicle. Now, guys, Icicle is something that I'm not going to be able to demonstrate to you on a dummy, because Icicle works with the enemy cooldowns, and enemy cooldowns will have the same way as when I put a Shadow Word Pain on the target and it comes up on top. On the bottom will be displayed an icon for the cooldown that was used by the enemy player and how long it has left before it's reset. So as you can see in the example here, it says default nameplate. And then this icon here that says 30 seconds on it is meant to be for the trinket. So the trinket has 30 seconds left on it, and it does track trinkets as well as all the other cooldowns that a player might have. Everything from your ice blocks to your vanishes to your blinds to your blade storms and berserker rages. So it tracks everything, and it's really useful to have in arena, duels, battlegrounds, whatever you want. I want to warn you guys about one thing though with this add-on. It does use up a lot of your graphics ability from your engines, from your graphics engine. Now, I've got quite a decent graphics card. I'm not going to go into the technical side of things because that would take too long. But if you don't have such a brilliant graphics card, or you're using a graphics chip on your motherboard, you probably don't want to go for this, because it slows down your gameplay and it gives you a lot of lag and frame rate issues. But if you have the ability to use it, it's brilliant because it keeps track of everything. Now most players might say, actually I don't need this because I already keep track of everything anyway. Absolutely fine. It's just if you need it, use it. If not, then don't. Next, I want to go into the two most important, I think, add-ons that I have. One of these is called Gladiator. Now, Gladiator will call out the enemy abilities. So it's an audio. It's not a visual. It's an audio response to what is happening in the duel, arena, or battleground. It will call out what is being used. Now, as you can imagine, it can't call out everything. Usually, it will call out anything that's happening to you within the next 30-yard radius. And any enemy player that's, for example, using their Vanish if it's a rogue, or using Blind, it will call it out. Sometimes it's not so useful when something like Blind is being used, but it's useful for when things like Burst is coming into action. So you can, for example, react to it by popping your Dispersion, and then getting rid of the Shadow Blades, and it will call out Shadow Blades, it will call out Vendetta, it will call out Blade Storm, it will call out whatever the Death Knight cooldowns are. There's so many of them. However, it's very good for that because it gives you as I said, an audio version of what's happening in your surroundings when you're in that vital arena or battleground or your duel, and you want to know what's going on. Now, the second thing I wanted to go into, apart from battleground target, which is very important, which you should have again, so I'm going to mention it. Battleground target you should definitely have, especially if you want to do battlegrounds and RPGs. But the thing I want to talk about next is called Gladius. Now, Gladius is basically, I wish I could demonstrate it, but unfortunately I can't because it'd have to be an arena before it comes up. Gladius is a version, almost like a version of RBG target, which basically displays the names of your enemy players in arena. This is specifically for arena, so it only really comes up when it's in arena, and it will display the enemy nameplates. It will display what timer they have left on their trinkets on the very side of their name. It will also display their role, as in, like, if it's a Disc Priest, it will say Disc Priest. If it's a Shadow Priest, it will say Shadow Priest, and etc. with all the other classes. What is very good about it is its quick selection. It's almost like battleground targets, where you select the, for example, if you're focusing the healers, or you want to keep an eye on the healer, you can quickly switch between the two with a quick click, or you can even keybind it. Now, Gladius works in that way, and it works so brilliantly because you can also right-click on the Gladius nameplates to actually focus that target. So in 3v3, for example, if you want to straight away from the get-go, instead of going right click and then set focus, you can actually just right click on the Gladius plate and it will just focus it for you automatically. It's brilliant for that. Now, the final thing I wanted to say, guys, is my interface. I don't use what you guys, I think you guys have been telling me that I use several different other add-ons, but I don't actually use that. The actual add-on that I'm using at the moment is called Dominoes. Dominoes allows you to do basically anything you want with your action bars, and I'll demonstrate here now. First of all, it will allow you to keybind like this. So for example, you're keybinding something, you don't have to go to keybind menu, you can literally just go to the button like this, as I'm doing now, and then whatever I press, that icon will be keybound to the key I'm pressing on my keyboard. Now, when I want to move things around, you just click on the icon in the minimap and it will allow you to move anything around. You know, for example, encounter will move around here or here, and you can move your cast bars and whatever. The only thing it doesn't control is other add-ons, but it's very good. So if you guys want a bit of an action bar add-on, I think this one is brilliant because it's so customizable and it's easy to customize and use as well. So finally, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it a little bit useful. Now, obviously, I did toggle through my interface for my add-ons, and I'll do that again just so you guys can see what I'm using. Some of these aren't very important, not really for PvP, but for example, things like Silver Dragon Recount, things you might want to have. Lose control tells you when you've lost control of your character, although you can already do that. Oracle Atlas Loot. Now, Oracle is maybe something that I might want to it's worth mentioning. Let's say it gives you what I kind of highlighted in the beginning, which is basically when something procs on your character. So when you've got a buff, let's say for example, if my trinket was to proc, it would usually come up here in this region just below my combo bar to tell me, for example, that I've got the timer there to let me know how long. As you can see there, very well demonstrated. I've got my acceleration from my trinket, which pops telling me that I've got this many seconds before it goes, so that I can, for example, take advantage of that and cause more damage. So guys, I don't want to keep this too long. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please rate, and I always look forward to hearing from you guys, seeing you guys' comments. Rate, give me your feedback, and also if you want to see my videos, and I will have another video coming out this week for enhancement shamans, I believe it's going to be. So if you want to see more of those, and if you want to see more of my videos and my guides, please do subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you again.